Welcome back, guys, to another episode of my devlog series. So the past week was pretty exciting, actually, because, well, at the beginning of last week, actually, I still had to fix the last couple of bugs with the Discord bot. There's still like one thing open, but that's not necessarily just the Discord bot. It's like kind of everything, or like a system that is both for the Discord bot and for the website. So that doesn't really count. So the Discord bot is now, well, still finally kind of done. For now, it's in a state where I'm happy with it, let's put it that way, which meant that I could now this week start with the website and all the stuff that goes along with that. The thing is, and I'm just going to say that again here for clarity, the website, or like the dumb shell of the website was already created by Explore with like all the HTML stuff and the CSS mainly. So now it's just kind of my job to make it all smart and to integrate it all with the backend. And while I'm doing so like maybe changing a couple of things around. I mean, I'm not a pro with HTML, but HTML is pretty easy actually when you have already a nice CSS created for you. CSS is like the point that I will probably never get, but we'll see. I mean, maybe I understand how it's like built up and made up mostly, so I can still go in and make a couple of edits where I maybe have to. Exactly. So as you can see, we already have done a couple to-dos here again. So it all started out with redirect all HTTP traffic to HTTPS. Well, that was already, actually before that, I had to fix a bug where I could not, where the app would just crash as soon as I would enter my website. I had to search around for like an hour or so until I found out that I had a statement in twice. So the error message already told me that I can't send the response to the request twice. So the way that like HTTP works basically is that a client sends a request to the server, and then the server sends a response, and the response is basically the website that you're going to see. Now, obviously, you can't send the response twice. That just does not make any sense. So whenever you try to send a response twice, the app will just crash. I mean, it like throws an exception, and you theoretically can catch that and whatnot. And but basically, that doesn't make sense. The app realizes like, hey, that doesn't work that way. I would now rather crash. Okay. So I had to fix that, as I said, after about an hour or so of troubleshooting and deploying all of my debugging tricks and console logs everywhere. I finally found out that I just had basically the call for the function that will send the response. I had that twice. And throughout all of my debugging, I didn't realize that. I just should have read the entire code, and then this wouldn't have been a big problem. I also just shouldn't copy and paste stuff around, then have a double and then commit that and calling a day and everything. So it's kind of stupid on multiple levels, but eventually I figured that one out, and then I could start on this task: redirect all HTTP traffic to HTTPS. I'm already kind of, how do you say that? A little tilted that I even have to do this, right? So the thing is, if you enter a website, I don't know, let's just go on some site. I mean, we could just use like google.com here for explain, but that, does not really work that nicely. I think I haven't implemented that on the txt.club yet. I actually... Wait, the txt.club, why are you... HTTPS? No, I want to... Why does this work? I have no idea. Well, the point being that when you just type in the address like that, I don't know, like just google.com maybe I can see up here now it says visit http to google.com. This looks a little bit weird on the recording. I don't know why, but whatever. Yeah, so visit HTTP. So now we're on the HTTP side. Damn, this recording is freaking out a little bit. I'm sorry, I have no idea why. At least now you can see we're just on the txt.club. It says the connection is not secure. It freaks basically out. It says me, this isn't like HTTPS, so this isn't encrypted. Basically, HTTP is the unencrypted old legacy version, and HTTPS is the safe and secure version, where someone sitting in the middle couldn't sniff out the content or couldn't change stuff around. And that's the way it's done these days. That's the way you would do any website nowadays, actually. Like, there isn't a reason for not using HTTPS anymore. Yeah, it's a little bit more work. You need like certificates and stuff like that, but it's easy and free to get them, and super easy process in general. So there is literally no reason a website should like work via HTTP. So now, why is it then that browsers still like don't automatically like just bring it to the HTTPS version? So it's basically in your, like, you as a website developer now have to redirect users. So many web servers will probably do that quite automatically, or you can just set them to do that sort of stuff. But I had to program that in. So I had never like forwarded users basically. So I tried to Google that, as you obviously do. And actually turns out it's like one line of code that you have to do pretty much. You can, I think you can give them back the status code 301 for permanently moved or something like that, and then like a new URL, and the browser will figure it out and redirect you to the URL. Now, finding that out wasn't so easy, because try to search something for web server related stuff with Node.js, and all the questions, everything, literally 100% everything will be about Express.js, which is a framework. So this is a framework which builds on top of the native functionality that Node.js already provides, that works. It's a little bit more work maybe to get it done, but I like to use the basic version of that, because then I can do everything exactly how I want it to, and I don't have to import and use like a huge framework. So yeah. And I got very angry about that. And then I found one question that was actually stating not using Express on Stack Overflow. And I think that was also like the question then, where like the top answer or something actually solved my question. The top answer was the only answer, I think, that was actually talking about plain Node.js. All the other answers were just some like Express stuff again. Like, I mean, there's nothing inherently wrong with using like modules for everything, but I just hate it completely. It just, I don't know why people are doing that. I have absolutely no idea. I mean, it might be a little bit easier, but then again, is it really so much easier? I don't know. Because if you then do like all the setup in Express and everything, you're also having to write quite a bit of code probably for that. And there are just a lot of like modules on like the Node Package Manager NPM, where you just have to ask yourself like, why? Yeah, exactly. Then there was like one tutorial on a website that said like, you need like this specific module. It's like, I don't know, Express forward or something. And then with the module, you can do like, I don't know, like 3, 5, or 4 lines of code for like a redirect in total. That would be like just one line of code. Like, stupid, absolutely stupid. It's like a module with literally 22 lines of code. I don't know how anyone could not, like, how you just can't write that yourself, right? It's just, I don't know. I just don't get it. I mean, yeah, sure, there are modules that totally make sense, like Discord.js. It's like, You don't want to write a wrapper for something like the Discord API probably. Like this is just a lot of stuff. So there it definitely makes sense. Or Mongoose, for example, to talk to your MongoDB database or something like that. But with so many things, I just don't know why. Okay. I updated my variable system. So basically, I have variables that I replace. So in the HTML code, you can use a variable, and then I can define that variable then should be updated with something. So that means that I can do stuff like dynamically on the fly. So when you load a website, it has like an up-to-date value at a specific point, for example. And I updated that. So now this is like, I have a set of variables and their values for each website, because all the websites have a common shared header. So actually we can go over here. We're going to talk this in a minute, but so this up there is now within the shared header. So this code that makes this up there will be the same on every single website. But still, when we move around here, this actually changes. But it's like the very same like piece of code basically. So this is the variable system, the update to the variable system that makes this all possible. Implemented like REST API. So yeah, I started building like a REST API. So like the way the website will interact with my backend will be via a REST API. So theoretically, you could also use that API directly for many things. And then contact form and stuff like that. So let's actually dive into here a little bit now. This is now basically the website built by Explore. Here's a skin. And yeah, like this is stuff. Don't read that too closely. This is all just very, very much work in progress. There'll be stuff about like guides, our team, and contact formula that doesn't work right now. Our world showcases here, things that are just placeholders basically. But yeah, I think you can get like a pretty good idea of how this will all look like. Also stuff about like all members. We could look at all the members. You can get some statistics here. There's the variable system here, and up here actually in I haven't like replaced them yet, so there isn't like any value behind this, so it just doesn't get replaced essentially. Placeholder, yeah. Or like rules. These are like pretty much the rules were last updated in August 28th. Yeah, this will make sense. And now you can do join us here. So this is actually pretty cool. I should probably open this in a private window so I don't autofill some credentials that you shouldn't see. I hope this actually doesn't autofill stuff. We'll see. Localhost. Yeah. Okay. Join us. So. Yeah, no, this actually does autocomplete stuff. This is a little bit bad. So we're not going to fill this all out because then you would see my personal email, which I have in there. Actually, I can just go out of here again. So some things that it's not final. That's the first thing that I'm going to say. Because I'm currently working on something that will make this entire email and Discord tag thing irrelevant. So basically, how does this work? You fill this form out. So you give us your Minecraft in-game name, your Discord tag name, email, your home country. This is actually pretty nice. We can search for Germany, or I could even like Deutschland, and there's still Germany. Pretty neat. Your birth month and year. We don't want to know your exact birth date for quite obvious reasons. I just don't want to handle information that gets too personal. Not feeling comfortable doing that. Then some about me text here. We can actually type in here, and this down there updates itself. Tell us something about yourself so we get to know you. What you're doing with your life, what you love about Minecraft, what pizza flavor is your favorite, anything you'd like to share with us. Why do you want to join Pexteria? What is your first goal on our server? What project do you want to realize? What do you think you can contribute to our community? And then you can also send us some links for like images or buildings that you've built. Yeah, and then some privacy settings here as well. Always need those. So per default, we will then probably publish this About Me text on Discord when you get accepted, basically. And it only happens when you tick this box. And then the member list, we already took a quick look at this, where you can then search all the members. You will be able to see all the members. If we should show your age in there or your home country, so if you don't want to share that publicly, then that's fine. We are still collecting that stuff for statistical purposes only, so obviously we don't care what country you're from. Like, that has no effect on your application, obviously. Same goes for your age. It's just that we basically want to be able to say like, hey, we have members from all continents and 20 different countries or whatever, and our average age is like, I don't know, 17 or something, I don't know. Just that we can like kind of draw some statistics from that, which might be of benefit for like putting out publicly, so that like a new member or like someone who might be interested knows kind of like, hey, where do all the people come from in terms of like time zone? Will I be like the only one playing at that time or not? And if they kind of fit in like age-wise, if that's like something that they care about, obviously. I don't know, maybe someone who's like 50 doesn't want to join like a server where the average age is like 15 or something, if that makes any sense. And lastly, you obviously have to accept the privacy policy and the rules. Privacy policy is just like a little bit of standard stuff here. I don't know. Basically what this all is just like legal stuff. That we don't steal your soul, and if we, I don't know, like privacy policy stuff that no one reads but you still tick, basically. Okay, and then you can click the submit button, which now obviously doesn't work because we haven't filled out the entire form. Okay, so what will happen now if you click the submit button? You will come to another website. I think this is like Success. No, what is this? Application sent. Application sent. So your application's been sent, blah blah blah, and now at this point you will also receive an email, an automated email that will tell you all your stuff back, and that's basically it. And then if like something isn't quite right and you like misspelled something, then you can just still edit that later on. And then I've been working on another thing today, which is the staff login. So now you can send applications, but we can't do anything with them yet. So the plan is to have like a staff only area on the website where we will be able to view the applications and accept or deny them. And here we can log in, and as you can see, connect to Discord. This will allow blah blah blah, access your username and avatar, you know what service you're on, and authorize, boom. And at this point the website won't load because there's still some stuff that isn't working. But basically what this means is that we can get that we can authorize you, we can get your like Discord username and your roles on our server, basically. And you will be only able to access this when you are an admin on our server, for quite obvious reasons. It's a staff admin portal. So yeah. First I wanted to do something like just basic like email password, but then I thought like, hey, yeah, this actually might be a better idea to just not do, because it's a complicated matter doing like this basic email password based authentication in a secure manner. And I just thought, hey, let's just don't do that, and instead just use the Discord login, which is way safer than I will ever be able to make my own email password solution, and also way better as well. So the plan in the end is that we will probably, when you're going to like join us, that you will be able to also click on a link thingamajig, and then this will autofill your email, your Discord tag. So we can also get directly your Discord ID, which we could also ask for here. But yeah, most people just don't have the developer options enabled, and yeah, when we have your ID, then we can do stuff like automatically give you roles on the server once you're accepted, stuff like that. So we might do this with like the Discord login thing here as well. Yeah, and that's basically it for this week. Yeah, next week, obviously, like finishing the admin portal, like I want to get the entire application process done. After that, I will take a look at the members list, probably. Member list stuff. Yeah, that's basically it, like member list and some stats stuff as well. And yeah, I hope that I can get this all done in the following couple of weeks. And we will see then. So thank you guys for watching. See you all in the next video. Next week sometime. Next video is probably going to be on Saturday. Or another monthly channel update. So until then, have a great time. See you all then. Bye bye.